At its most fundamental level, our theology of marriage is that it is a natural relationship raised to a kind of supernatural level, and the nature of that level is that it is a sacrament of Christ's love for the church.
It's rooted in the Trinity, where the Father gives himself completely over to the Son, and the Son receives that and gives it right back to the Father. And the bond between them is the Spirit who is love. And I think that's our theology of marriage as well. Husband and wife, they give themselves to each other completely.
As instituted by Christ, marriage signifies more clearly and represents more easily the model of Christ's own nuptial covenant with the Church. Marriage is a covenant, a lifelong partnership between a man and a woman. For Catholic Christians, marriage has a higher dignity because it is a sacrament.
What bonds them together is the love, which their own love, but if it's going to be a sacrament, it's going to be the love that is the Holy Spirit.
St. Paul says that every marriage is an imitation of this kind of love, or if you will, a sacrament of the love between Christ and the Church.
In terms of Paul's letter to the Ephesians, talks about in chapter 5 that this is a great mystery or a great sacrament, and he says, I speak in reference to Christ and the Church. So he's been talking about how Christ sacrifices for the Church. He loves her in that way, to die for her. And the Church responds in this same sort of love back, this respectful, loving obedience in return.
In marriage, spouses are to nurture and foster their love in equal dignity, mutual giving, and undivided love. This reflects Christ's love for his Church. This unites human and divine realities.
Marriage is something we believe has been present since the creation of the world, that God created us as human beings, male and female, and invited people into a partnership of love. So the natural complementarity of men and women reaches a perfection in the relationship of marriage.
It's a beautiful theology, I think. It's a very high theology that gets practiced, lived out in a very practical way.